Am I the a-hole for not making food for my dad's stepkids? I 16 and make my own lunch for school. I started making them when I was 11 and my mom was sick with cancer and now I make all my lunches. My dad refuses to give me lunch money for school, says there is no way in hell to make them. Mom made his and now he pays for lunch every day and doesn't want to give me permission to eat outside school, which is an option with parents' consent because he'd need to pay for that. So I made them. I work part-time and so I started paying for the ingredients I use in my lunches. My dad got married 2-ish years ago. His wife has 3 kids who are 5, 7 and 8 now. For about a year, there's been this issue where my dad and his wife want me to make all for lunches. They said if I'm making my own I should make my siblings, and I say siblings because they're not my siblings, lunches to save their mom time and to streamline everything. I was like no, and my dad's wife was shocked. She called me out for making stuff only for myself. She said, it's crazy that I would look at my siblings and not want to make a few things for them too. It escalated to where they said I shouldn't get to eat their dinners if I won't participate in taking care of the family. So I buy my own dinner stuff now and make my own. Now they're calling me out for doing that. They said I could make dinner for all 4 of us and then we could eat dinner earlier and my dad and his wife could do something else. My dad's wife didn't make lunches for her kids on several occasions to try and make me relent. Their teachers ended up feeding them and writing to her about it. She was super pissed and asked me if I was ashamed. I told her they're her kids and her problem, not mine. I also suggested she take it up with my dad if she's unhappy and wants help feeding her kids because it's not my job. She said if dad won't feed me, he won't feed her kids. I shrug her off. Monday was a big day in all of this. I was home for hours alone and made a nice dinner. I was eating when my dad's wife came home with her kids, who were hungry, and she exploded on me and asked if I'd made the kids dinner. I said no. She demanded that I make them lunch for Tuesday yesterday and I said no. She called me a bunch of names and told me she freaking hates me because I'm supposed to be a decent kid and yet I won't help feed her kids and it's not how you treat family. I told her because it's not my job and we're not a family. I pointed out she married a guy who isn't a good dad to his own kid and how her only interactions with said kid were attempting to dump responsibility onto him, so she really has no reason to think I owe her anything. Which of course led her to calling me all kinds of things, including an a-hole. Am I the a-hole?
Here are the top comments, plus Opie's reply.
Not the a-hole. This whole family dynamic is toxic and you guys should be in therapy. And if your step-siblings' teachers have had to feed them multiple times, stepmom is probably gonna get a call from CPS relatively soon.
OP replied,
Therapy won't fix anything because we're not a real family. My dad hasn't acted much like my family in years and his wife has never acted like we're an actual family. She just expected it to be that way and that I'd feel some kind of family connection to them from nowhere. It was always going to be impossible, and the fact she knew she was marrying a crappy dad is all I need to say. She would never be someone I would want or accept into my family.
Not the a-hole. Both your father and his wife are there abdicating their parental responsibilities. At a minimum, they have an obligation to feed, clothe, and shelter their children. I hope you can confide in someone about this situation and get support and help.
OP replied,
I talk to my friends about it and get support from them.